let me ask, are you ready for a little hell raising of our own? I'm Ella Cerrone, Teen Vogue's deputy editor. Thank you so much for coming out to Comic-Con this morning. I'm super excited to talk about what we just saw and everything coming up for season 3 of Riverdale. Are you excited? I figured. So without any further ado, please help me welcome executive producer Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, Luke Perry, KJ Appa, Lili Reinhart, and Madchen Amick.
Good.
So first of all, I need to ask, just because my invite got lost in the mail, what's a Cheryl Blossom pool party like?
You'll see.
A lot of skin, a lot of swimming, a lot of football.
Perfect. Well,
and
that's
some velvet couches.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely one way to kick off the last weekend before junior year starts, which is a huge moment of transition and turmoil. I wouldn't go back and do SATs ever again in my life. How are we going to see the high school element play out this season? Will they ever be in class?
Yeah, we do see them a little bit more in school and in class doing high school stuff. Right now we're working on an episode that's all about the kids taking the SATs.
Oh.
With murders and stuff, kind of things like that also. Like, everyone's going to be studying for the SATs and things like that.
What's worse, a murder or the SATs?
SATs.
SATs, right?
Let's get our priorities straight.
So the season 2 finale closes on Archie being framed for murder by Hiram Lodge, and season 3 obviously opens on his trial. KJ, how is Archie feeling right now? I can't imagine that's a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely scared. He knows that he could be away from his friends and his family for a long time.
His dad.
And his dad and his old man for a long time. So yeah, he's scared. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Dad, how you feeling?
I'm not digging it. Yeah, I'm not digging it. Nope. No parent. Thank you. No parent would dig that. So.
And Lili, Betty is throwing herself into the internship. Is that because she's avoiding a few things that happened with the season?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, she maybe wants to forget that her dad was a serial killer, so she's gonna distract herself as much as she can with an internship and kind of. She has her head down and she's just trying to get through the summer and just distract herself basically from that.
Yeah. And Madchen, how is Alice distracting herself?
I think everybody already knows the answer to that question. She's revealing serpent tattoos, rolling around with a snake, maybe.
Who decides where those tattoos go?
That was Roberto and I. We put it in a couple places, and he approved of a certain place.
There is a big reveal of Alice's serpent tattoo, and I remember when we were doing the scene, I said to Madchen, I was like, yeah, just make sure that the scene isn't all about the serpent tattoo. And then I saw the scene, and it was all about the serpent tattoo.
I mean, if you have a serpent tattoo,
it's got to be about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's also distracting herself with this very creepy farm. I know.
I'm trying to save her.
She's trying to save me from the farm.
Speaking of tattoos, while we're on the subject, KJ, Archie got a bit of a new ink too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, I got that in real life too. So.
You got a bunch of new ink in real life.
Yeah, we can see in that first trailer that Archie has a serpent tattoo, which I honestly didn't see coming.
Right. Would you ever get it? Just for good?
No.
Madchen, what about you?
A serpent tattoo? No, my husband is incredibly afraid of snakes.
Okay, see, and I'm getting one of them Escape from New York deals. It starts up here, it's like a code. Yeah, Snake Plissken style.
Get the Instagrams ready. Just get the Instagram notifications ready. Just put it like on alert right now. So speaking of farms and mysteries, there is a big one coming up this season. And Lili, I know that Betty is pretty involved in it. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Hey. God, which mystery? There's quite a few. I mean, and Betty always is right in the middle of them, isn't she? Roberto. No, it's good. It keeps it fun for me and somewhat traumatizing, especially for Betty. Oh man, I mean, I think I would describe the main mystery in the first half of the season as sort of an epidemic in Riverdale. It involves everyone in the town, and it's kind of like a crisis. I mean, I don't know what to reveal.
Yeah,
I get in trouble.
one thing that we missed a little bit in season 2 was Betty and Jughead as investigators working together to solve a mystery. So I loved the first season of True Detective, which had a weird occult-like murder mystery. So we thought it'd be fun to see our teen detectives in kind of a True Detective-like plot. So it's a pretty dark, very twisted and very twisty mystery.
But yeah, you see the Bughead duo, investigative duo, kind of tackle it.
This is a question for everyone, really. What was it like to get the first script of season 3? Was there any big reactions or big reveals?
I was nervous, and you don't know why yet, but you'll see. It really was kind of like, had to put myself in quite a vulnerable state. You'll see on Wednesday. Just let me know what you think. A little nerve-wracking, though, when I first got it, is what I'll say.
There's an amazing cliffhanger at the end of the first episode.
Several.
Yes.
Many.
Wednesday, October 10th, 8 o'clock.
So it was very sort of shocking to read and fun to perform.
And Luke, I just have to ask, this is a bit of a shameless plug for me, but I've conned Mark Consuelos into letting me call him Dad. What's it
Dad or
like
Daddy?
to punch Mark Consuelos?
It was all right. I mean, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But when it comes right down to it, and defending the honor of my young man here, one did the job. Did you notice that? Just one. Yeah, bam. Andrews Construction, we pound the nail.
And speaking of, Hiram was kind of like the unofficial big bad of season 2. Is there a new big bad in season 3?
Still him.
He is the official. Let's say that. Yeah, he's the bad.
Yeah, he's definitely now just a full-on villain. But there is the same way that there was the Black Hood in season 2. There's this being called the Gargoyle King, who is sort of tormenting Riverdale, especially the kids.
Spoiler alert, that's me. I'm the Gargoyle
He ends up
King.
on the Supreme Court one day.
And Roberto, season 2 also drew inspiration from the comics for things like the Red Circle. Are there any clues already lurking in the comics that people should just go back and reread and figure out?
God, that's a really good question. We always, we have, boxes and boxes of double digests in the writer's room. I'm trying to think if there's anything specific any Easter eggs. I mean, there's tons of Easter eggs, but I can't think of anything.
Aren't there characters?
Oh, yeah, that's true. There is a character from the comics called Evelyn Evernever, who shows up in episode 2, and sort of is very mysterious and is causing trouble for for Betty.
Naturally.
Well, I like that.
Well, one of the things Teen Vogue readers, and I'm sure the rest of you can't get enough of, are the relationships on the show.
Woo!
Lili and KJ, how are Bughead and Varchi doing this season? Are they sinking or are they sailing?
Are they singing or sailing?
Sinking or
Oh,
sailing?
sinking.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I can
looking too good
enunciate.
for old Varchi this season. I think their relationship will definitely be put to the test this season for sure.
Yeah, that's a long distance relationship plus some.
For
Potentially.
Bughead,
Just-
so far so good. Right, Roberto?
Sorry?
I said right, Roberto?
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
We'll see.
And Madchen, we touched on this a bit, but Alice has a few relationship status updates of her own. What's it like to finally see Phallus just come out?
Sailing away.
You're going to want that back.
It's quite hot and steamy. Yeah, she's juggling a couple of relationships. I won't get too much into the other one, but that sort of there's a looming, there's somebody who runs the farm who's very charismatic. So she gets lured into that world. So we'll eventually get to see him, right? Can we name him? No.
We can name him.
Edgar Evernever.
Evelyn's father.
Evelyn's father. So there's that happening on one side, and then there's some good Phallus stuff happening.
And Luke, is Fred ever going to catch a break relationship-wise?
It's just him in Vegas all day long.
You just don't know what goes on with Fred. That's all. He knows people. It's going.
Alice will bring you some apple pie. Don't worry.
Bring
I'll
it.
just bring it next door.
Fred is also cultivating
You're
his
welcome.
relationships with the other hot dads of Riverdale this season. It's a lot of male bonding going on.
Minus my father, Mark.
Yeah.
It's fine. And it is always really fun to see which new characters are introduced each season, including Edgar and Evelyn Evernever. Wow, say that 5 times fast.
Oh, okay. And take after take.
Try saying Gargoyle King all day
Gargoyle
long.
King. That's a hard one.
Roberto, which characters can fans expect to join the cast this season?
Well, right now we're shooting episode 8, and I'm really excited. We're all really excited because we are welcoming Gladys and Jellybean Jones to the Riverdale family.
Whatever.
We found a wonderful young actor named Trinity Likens who's playing Jellybean. But we're really especially excited to announce that Miss Gina Gershon is playing Gladys.
And so when you wonder about Fred and those...
Well, I was actually going to ask, because Madchen and Luke, you have iconic roles, and obviously so does Gina. Did you give her any advice, parent to parent, when she came to set and joined the cast?
I wasn't there,
I wasn't either.
so no.
Just throwing her to these two, just throwing her to the wolves.
Yeah.
I think she can
Her
fend for
first day was
herself.
with me and Cole and Skeet,
And-
who she'd worked with like
And
15.
Gina can handle all that. She ain't
Yeah.
got she's fine.
How was, KJ, how was that? How was meeting your best friend's long-lost mother?
It was great. It was really cool. It was cool to do those scenes with her. Yeah, she's great too. She's a really good actor.
And Lili, have you worked with her too?
No, she just joined. It's a very, very new thing. So no, I haven't.
But they will have scenes together.
Amazing. That was
Okay.
always my least favorite part, just meeting the mom. No. they love me. I just always got really nervous. But we are also going to go back in time with a special throwback episode in which the kids play the parents when they were students at Riverdale High. KJ, I heard you have a really good Luke impression. Can you give us a taste?
You guys got to wait for the episode, and then you'll see it.
Oh no, do it, KJ.
No, I can't because it's what we do. So
That's not bad. Put a little bass in it, and you got it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, is that an exact likeness? What's your score?
Oh no, I call him the scanner. He'll just look at anybody long enough, watch them, and in a short amount of time, KJ can walk like him, talk like him, look like him. He's really good at it. He's got a great skill for that, because he's not much good at anything else. He kills it though. He's really great at imitating.
That feels like a potential storyline to kind of flex that muscle. But Lili, how did you get in character to channel Madchen?
Well, I have to say the makeup and hair process helped a lot. I have very curly, long hair, thinking like Twin Peaks vibes. I do my makeup on the show this season. I do my own makeup. So I was looking at a lot of pictures of Madchen when she was in Twin Peaks and kind of darkening the eyebrows and using the lip liner, and it was really fun. It was kind of like as soon as I had like the look going, it really just came naturally, and obviously the wardrobe was so different from Betty. It was super cool. When that episode was over, I was sad because I was like, oh, playing young Alice and young Fred and young Hermione for Cammie. It was really fun. It was
really fun.
It was a really fun time, and I think the episode is going to be a fan favorite for sure.
It was written so well because you got to really learn the history of the parents and stuff that you can't even imagine.
No.
So it's really, really cool to have seen.
And that airs on Halloween, right?
Yeah,
think
that's
it does.
episode 4.
Yeah, it's the Halloween episode.
Spooky.
Madchen, what was it like to watch her transform into you?
When the first day that she saw me as young Alice, she just looked at me and went, "Yep." She just she just looked at my eyebrows, looked at my face. She was like, "Okay, yeah,
okay, yep." You nailed it.
I got her approval.
It was fun, and I did some ADR for the episode, so I got to see everybody's look. It's a really cool episode. I think everybody's gonna love it. I think it's gonna be a fan favorite episode for sure.
Roberto, what was it like to write that? What inspired the decision to just?
It was something that we'd been talking about since season 1. That we'd love to see a flashback episode, and it was finally the right kind of time to do it. And then one of our writers, Tessa Williams, just really dialed it in and did a great job with that script. And it kind of moves through time, and you see the kids as they were before they became friends. You see why they became friends, and then you see why they kind of came apart. But it's a really moving. I think people will be surprised by it.
Absolutely. And speaking of parent-child relationships, Betty and Alice are never not fighting.
It's like right when you think they're at peace, Alice does a 180 and just goes.
Oh,
the other
Alice
way.
does the 180? Really?
Yeah, you joined a cult.
Whatever.
That's about as 180 as you can get.
That's what you do when your husband ends
Alice
up
is
becoming
wearing
a serial
bell
killer.
bottoms now.
Yeah.
And no more pantsuit
And
blouses.
like deep V hippie shirts.
Yeah, kimonos and
No bra.
wedges, no bra. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, they're kind of. It's sad because you root for them to be on the same team, but they really just.
But when it comes right down to it, whenever they're in danger, they're bonded. They always have each other's backs.
Kind of like Archie and Jughead.
Yeah.
Like we're never hardly ever until this season get those kind of bonding kind of friendship.
Yeah. Tell us more? You can't just leave me there.
I just mean our relationship isn't always that kind of
Smooth.
Easygoing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this season it's
You're always kind of rooting for the opposite
yeah,
teams.
exactly.
It seems.
exactly.
Yeah.
But Archie kind of finds himself alone this season as well for a fair bit of it, and I think Jughead's definitely there for him.
Yeah, because I remember in season 2, watching Archie and Jughead break up, and then watching Betty and Veronica almost break up. Like those were almost worse than relationship breakups to me. Like that
for sure.
That hurt. And then of course I text my best friend, and I'm like, I am so sorry for anything that I might or might not have ever done. Please don't ever leave me.
Oh yeah, friendships are more valuable than any other relationship.
And now Fred has the hot dad, so that's perfect.
Yeah, and then there's that.
But the friends always come back to each other.
Yeah.
It's always, the core four is always that tight-knit group. Well, maybe not this season, because they're all over the place. I feel like the core four is all in completely different directions, doing their own. Not to say they don't have any scenes together, they don't interact, because they do, but each character is dealing with something so tremendously different. But that's what makes it so fun to watch, because there's just so many different aspects going on. And then when they collide and meet, it's like,
I think that's one of the fun things about the flashback episode is that you guys were in almost every scene together.
yeah, it was really fun.
And to go back to the parent-kid relationships a little bit, Fred and Archie are now both having to weather the trial, and also Archie atoning for basically abandoning Fred. Not to show my loyalties, but to basically abandoning Fred to be on Team Hiram in season 2. How's that playing out?
Yeah, it was hard. That was hard to kind of turn my back on my old man. I think that was definitely kind of a hard one for sure. And I think this season as well, we don't have too much stuff this season either, eh?
Not just yet. But the thing I thought was interesting about that was it was a really good look at and an interesting telling of a dynamic that young men go through when they're growing up about they need, you have to separate from your parents in some way. And sometimes people create an event to have that happen, to have a reason for that to happen. And I think those are the times in your life when you ask yourself, well, what did I learn from my dad? And what can I take away from that? But there are also other people that come into your life that have influence, And that's when you as a parent hope that you've done the long-term work, that you've laid the groundwork, you've been there, because you know that somewhere along the line, something else is going to take their fancy. Something else they need to rebel against you in some way. I just hope it comes back around where, we can get it back together.
But I mean, your relationship with your parents inevitably changes over time as well. And I think, like, Archie and Fred's relationship in season 1 compared to season 3 has changed a lot. Just because of what's happened.
You're also just seeing the kids become at that point in their life where they get to kind of choose their own idols. Because you grow up, your parents are your idols. They're the people that you're looking up to, and then you're old enough to decide who you want to look up to. So I feel like that's kind of what you were seeing with Archie, at least with Hiram, when he was kind of veering off from Fred. So I don't know. I think it was really clever and real.
I think when I talked to fans and stuff, the thing that I think people were really upset that Archie and Fred weren't seeing eye to eye in season 2, and I think a lot of season 3 for Archie is, making up for the stuff he did in season 2, and Luke and KJ just filmed a scene together for episode I think it's episode 8. And they are very different people from the father and son who we meet in the pilot, who are talking on the porch about the guitar and all that stuff. They've grown.
One of the things fans love to do after every episode airs is immediately hop on Twitter, go to Reddit, go wherever, and theorize what's going to happen next and what the clues are and things we missed. Who among you is best at figuring out these mysteries?
I'm terrible. I am the worst. I will put myself last.
Like figuring out what's going to happen next story-wise?
Mm-hmm.
I just go with the flow. I just get the script and I'm like, here's what we're doing. All right. I don't really try and guess what's going to happen because there's just no point.
I will say we've had more moments on this show than any other one I've been on where at the table read, people are like, huh? Well, no, wait. Actually, I take that back. Oz was a little worse for that. But nonetheless, there has never been a moment that we didn't sit down to read these scripts and everybody was like, whoa.
Was there ever a plot line that any of you just knew you had figured out and then it just completely changed on you at the last minute?
Yeah. The Black Hood. The Black Hood for me, I always thought it was Sheriff Keller.
Why this theory?
Well, because I was looking around set and looking at everyone, the only person with green eyes is Sheriff Keller, to me. So in my mind, I thought it would have to be. And when I went up to ask James, one of our writers, on set, I was like, if you just tell me, I won't tell him, I promise. And I was like, is it Sheriff Keller? And he just kind of looked at me and then just turned away, and I was like, it must be.
Is that how you train the writers? Just don't say anything, not a no.
Exact. Just walk away from the actors.
But I was wrong.
Did any of you suspect Hal?
I think it was kind of like
You did.
You thought about it, but you were like, no, like he's in the house, like there's no way. And then, well, there you go.
And he's such a nice guy, you know. He got the smile and the thing, and then
He's kind of got that kind of evil smile though, sometimes too. Like there's something up.
I think Alice should have known when she was doing laundry and she kept washing the same black hood over and over again.
Right. Should have picked up on that.
I should have.
Yeah.
When I had to
sock
spray
drawer,
out
the black hood drawer.
Right.
Yeah, and then like there was blood in the laundry. Anyway,
What's the wildest fan theory you've ever heard?
that Alice was the Black Hood. That was going
People
around a
thought
lot.
Dark Betty was the Black Hood. I
Yeah.
was like, calm down. Betty's not a middle-aged man. Thank you very much.
No, but she has the strength of one. She could do
Yeah,
it.
you're right, but
She's as strong as a middle-aged man.
I don't think that's very strong compared to young females. Am I right?
Yes.
Anyways, no, not Dark. Anyways, it's not Betty, obviously. Who has weird theories? I mean,
I think one of the weirdest theories was season 1 when people thought Polly didn't exist and she was just one of Betty's personalities.
but I understand kind of why they thought that after episode 3 when she's
Yeah.
drowning Chuck and
The good old days.
We've come so far. But honestly, to be honest, Lachlan so wishes that he wasn't the Black Hood. So like he has his own theories about why it wasn't him and like how it still could be like innocent Hal. Like I'm like Lachlan, I'm
Long
sorry,
gone, mate,
man.
long gone.
You're done.
Roberto, have any fan theories actually influenced the storylines?
It's a really good question. Not really. I mean, when we have a mystery and people start, it seems like people start guessing a lot. Oh, the murderer is this. We sometimes try to throw in some red herrings and things like that, but not really. We're kind of aware of it, but we try to stay the course.
Absolutely.
But that's how it should be. And I applaud you for doing that. It's like I don't know, it would be so much less interesting if everything that fans wanted to happen in a show happened. I feel like the steam would run out really quickly, and I don't know, I just think it's good that the writers kind of stick to what they want,
torture.
their vision.
Yeah.
Their vision, not it's not anyone else's vision. It's Roberto's, and it's the writers, and that's all that matters.
Lily, I applaud you for applauding him. I think that
Thank
was
you.
well done.
Yeah.
And they do too.
Speaking of that torture, Roberto, is Betty ever going to get a break?
It's so funny. During every hiatus, I have dinner with each of the actors, and we get together and we talk about stuff. And every hiatus, I say to Lily, and this year we're going to see, Betty's going to be happy. She's going to be smiling. She's going to be having fun. And then it just kind of never works out that way.
It gets worse.
But I will say it's been really nice seeing her. A lot of season 2, Betty was dealing with the Black Hood kind of alone, or with Archie, and Jughead was dealing with the serpents. And it is nice to see them kind of like old school season 1, working on a mystery, and I love that for them. That's a really romantic thing that they can share together.
Some people have, dinner and a movie. These two solve murder mysteries.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. And I know now Archie's pretty stressed too, and he's picked up a new stress reliever. Is this right? KJ, can you tell me about boxing lessons?
Do you want to take that one, Roberto?
You can talk a little bit about it.
I don't know how deep I can go into it, but
Yeah, Archie is going to find himself in a situation where he is fighting for his life. And, KJ, we also talk a lot about, KJ loves doing all the action stuff. So there's definitely going to be some.
Well, he
some
broke his
boxing.
hand in season 1, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, season 1 was football.
Yep.
Season 2 was wrestling.
Yep.
Season 3 is boxing.
For sure.
Season 4 could be
Badminton.
I would call it not boxing, but I'd call it fighting.
Brawling.
Yeah.
I mean, like father, like son, clearly.
Bring
Wait,
back
do
the
people
guitar.
want the guitar again?
Really? Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll get back to the guitar this year for sure.
And then my last question before we open up to a bit of a fan Q&A. If each of you could describe the season in 3 words, what would they be?
Run, don't walk.
Wow, can't top that.
Wouldn't even try.
Can't top that is 3 words.
I mean,
Can't top that. Yes, nailed it.
Don't walk, run.
I
Can't
feel
top
like
that.
for each of the characters, you're on your own.
That's
4.
4, but it's okay, honey.
It's okay.
It's okay.
On your
Relax,
own.
everyone.
On your
I forgot
own.
the 3-word rule, guys.
Yeah, always the rebel, breaking those
Always
rules.
the rebel.
Don't tell
She
her.
never
me.
sticks to the rules.
She'll do 4.
That was my catchphrase for season 3.
I would say captivating.
That's it.
If you, yeah. If you knew what it meant.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And good.
Shirtless.
That last word was shirtless. in
No,
case
this
you didn't
Shirtless.
realize it.
I gotta listen. I am not good at doing laundry. I shrink up his shirts all the
Yeah.
time. You can see
Yeah.
that, right? They're just like swollen up on him, and the arms are really tight.
Yeah.
His neck's bulging out of him. I just don't do the laundry well.
No, but this season is honestly a game changer. I feel like everyone now, being in the 3rd season, has found their footing, and we're really familiar with everything. And I feel like this definitely is the game changer season, I reckon.
And Roberto, what are your 3 words?
I think it's. Can I do 4 words as well?
Yes.
I think it's pretty
Be a
edge
rule
of your
breaker.
seat. I
Edge
think
of
it's
your
pretty
seat.
edge of your seat. And Cage is right. Everyone is so dialed in this season. Everyone is acting up a storm, and I think we're really kind of pushing the envelope on some things. It's exciting.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for this to get going this season.
Do y'all like get together and watch on this all together and see it all
We
play
will
out?
be. We will be.
I'll be working this Wednesday when it airs, but I'll be checking my Twitter furiously. I love seeing the tweets. They make me happy, and I laugh at you guys. I'm like, they're wrong. And I'm like, oh shit, they're on to me.
Perfect. Well, I think the fan questions are happening right over here.
Amazing.
Great.
Ooh, look
Oh,
at
and
that.
you get your own lights.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. A lot more than I thought in there.
I feel like, yeah, I just want to do something.
Hey guys, smile.
That kind of reminds me of the Mardi Gras for some reason.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm from Connecticut, and my question is, if you could give your characters some advice or something, like a theory to consider, what would it be?
Relativity.
Advice? See a therapist.
Keep your hands up.
Yes. See you there.
Keep your hands up.
Stick and move. Stick and move.
Yeah.
Don't go to the farm. Don't go to the farm.
Stay far away.
Next young lady, please.
Hi, you guys. First New York Comic Con, came from Ohio.
Yeah.
My question is, Roberto, you had been doing cons for a couple years prior to all this. Do you prefer the more intimate cons where you have interaction with the fans compared to the large scale where there's sort of a disconnect with your fans? And this is for the whole cast. Like, do you guys have a preference from large scale or smaller cons?
You know, I like them both. I do like the smaller conventions. I do like my favorite thing about any con, smaller or large, is getting to walk the floor and go to all the booths with all the cool stuff. Just because I'm a fan of all this stuff, so I love going to buy Comic-Con exclusives and things like that. So size doesn't matter.
That's what I was gonna say. So it's not about the size; it's about the experience that you have. And a lot of times you get to have a conversation with a fan in a really big, like, it wouldn't seem like an intimate setting, but the exchange that you have with them is legitimate and it's real, and that can be just as intimate as anything else. And that's pretty cool. That's the part I like about it, because I don't do social media, so when I get to actually talk with people, I like that.
Who wants Luke to get on social media? Should we create an account right now?
No.
Look at him. He's uncomfortable even answering.
Hi, my name is Sam. I'm from Delaware, and what was like the hardest scene you had to film like all throughout the series?
There was a scene that I just shot in episode 7 where I have bobby pins in my hair, and spoiler alert, kind of, but my head keeps hitting a wall, and so I was getting bobby pins in my head, but my hair's down, so that was fun. I was like, there's at least one good thing about this, but there's a very intense episode in this season, episode 7 for Betty, and it's kind of was physically demanding and emotionally exhausting. You will see why.
I think the first 5 episodes for Archie were the most physically demanding episodes for me, probably.
I lost a finger at work. I don't know if you can see, but that was tough for Fred. It's construction. It happens.
For Alice, it's the entire second season. It was torture for her. Very, very emotional. Dark places.
Yeah. But well done.
Yeah, very well done.
For sure.
Okay, so hi, my name's Erin. I'm from New York, and my question is for Lili. Is it harder to get into character for Dark Betty or regular Betty?
Dark Betty.
Took it down.
Dark Betty. What is Dark Betty? I feel like I'm thinking of Dark Betty now as more of just like when she's a badass rather than when she's wearing a wig. And she's always a badass, right? So I feel like, yes. I don't know. I feel like it comes natural because Betty's so strong that playing kind of like a darker side of her just comes very naturally because the things that are happening around her, just, her reactions to it, she needs to be strong, she needs to be a fighter, so that comes quite naturally. But I feel like sometimes playing the softer side of her is harder because I'm like, she's dealing with so much of this stuff, but she still has to be like this soft, pretty thing, which is a hard balance sometimes. So maybe the soft Betty is hard.
Betty is the strongest character on our cast.
Woo! She's very well written. I'm very lucky.
Hi, my name's Ellie. I'm from Queens, New York. KJ, I can't wait to see you in Hate You Give. And Lili, you're just gorgeous.
Yes.
My question is, it's pretty well known that the whole cast is in love with each other and the best of friends. Was that an immediate thing? Was it a gradual process of getting to know one another before KJ started recreating Lili and Cole's Instagram photos?
That was
Thank you for
Casey's
that, by the
idea,
way.
by the way.
It wasn't instant, I will
Took a
say
while.
that. I think we all had to warm up to each other. KJ and Cole thought I was a bitch.
That is not.
That's true. You guys did. They were like, well, because she doesn't want to go out, she doesn't drink, like, meh.
No, I feel like the only reason why I was like that is because I was 18. It's my first time out of New Zealand.
You were having major culture shock.
I was surrounded by, you guys are all Americans, I'm the only foreigner, so to me it was kind of gnarly, like I had to cut a whole lot of dialogue out, no one understood what I was saying.
We loved it, but KJ was very shy and like in his own little world, and it was very cute, and I don't know, everyone was so great and nice to each other. It just took a while. It took a little bit to form that bond, as it does with anyone, but and now we're just the best of friends.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm from New York. First, I want to say I love the show, and I love you guys so much, so I just want to say that.
Thanks.
And my question is, are we going to be seeing a crossover with Sabrina the Teenage Witch at all?
You guys want Fred on Sabrina. I get it. I get it. She lives in an old house, probably needs some work.
We listen, I'm a comic book geek, and I love when characters cross over. So never say never, but right now Sabrina's launching on its own, and we're working to give you guys the best season of Riverdale. But would I like it to happen down the road? Absolutely.
Never say ever, never.
Never say ever, never.
All right, thank you guys.
Hi, I'm Libby. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut. And my question for all of you guys is...
Norwalk in the house?
Yeah.
I lived in Norwalk. My kids went to school in Norwalk.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What school?
Just
that one.
Because we have two schools.
Oh, no.
Norwalk High.
Norwalk High?
Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, so basically, obviously Riverdale is building a huge platform and it's getting a lot of attention on the media and everything. How has that affected you guys as actors, and just in your general life, how has that changed your perspective on things?
Yeah, I think none of us were expecting it to blow up as fast as it did. I think we all knew that we were a part of something special during the pilot, but we had no clue that literally after the airing of that very first episode, it was going to kind of skyrocket the way that it did.
Yeah.
I had no idea that I made such expressive faces until people were making GIFs out of them. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's just my face. I guess it's fine. But no, it's been, it's weird. You're like, oh, they won't notice. I don't know what I'm saying. In episodes, fans just pick up on everything, and you see it in the comments and the pictures, and they're like, oh, but what about this? What do you think this meant? And it's just crazy how perceptive the fans are. But I love seeing it. I love seeing the reactions on Twitter and Instagram. It's like my favorite part.
I do have to say, though, I've been interviewing Lili and KJ since before season 1 dropped through Teen Vogue. They have stayed the exact same for season 1 interviews, for our big shoot for season 2, and now, and it's amazing to watch them just stay true to themselves, is, I guess, the best way to put it.
We hit them every time they know. Got to keep them in check, right, Luke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I came from Tampa, Florida for today.
That's a good trip.
Thanks. I took off from school too, so we're good.
Uh-oh.
We kind of jumped right into the already established relationships of Betty, Archie, and Jughead. Are we ever going to get like a flashback episode of them in middle school or elementary school?
Little Archie.
That would be cute.
That'd be cool. Didn't we have a little Archie and a little Betty on set one day?
We've seen little Betty in season 1, remember, in with Lil Polly.
Yeah.
Lil.
We haven't yet. I don't think we've seen little Archie.
I think so.
Yeah, never say never. Maybe.
You just planted a good idea.
Ooh,
Great
I hope my
idea.
voodoo magic works and I get an
Yeah.
episode or something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any New Zealanders in the house today? Yeah.
At least pretend. Make him feel somebody. Thank you.
It's a lot.
Right there.
It's a lot.
Any South Africans? How does it feel that we beat you yesterday? 1 point. 1 point.
Nobody was paying attention because it was the day our Supreme Court died. Yeah.
True. So sad.
Hello, my name is Celine, and I'm from New York. My question is, what is your most memorable experience from season 2?
Oh, from The Deuce, from season 2.
Breaking my hand. Oh, that was one.
See, they're just all running together now.
Season 2.
The musical?
Well, loved the musical. I feel like episode 9, where KJ and I are running down the very slippery dock away from the Black Hood. When did I fall?
Me and Lily shot a scene.
When did I fall?
We're in the woods.
Oh my God! Where I hit the Black Hood with the shovel, and then I'm getting him out of the grave, and we're running. I tripped so hard on a pile of dirt. You need to find that somewhere.
Oh my God, she just disappeared. I'm running behind her, and she. Oh my
just
God.
gone. My ego was so shattered
film?
after
It's
that.
on film?
It's on film.
Okay, I'm getting it.
It was at like. I fell on my hands and I immediately just put my legs flailed up in the air. I was like, I'm good, I'm fine. I'm very embarrassed. That was really funny.
That was funny.
Thank you.
I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, love your outfit.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kat from New Jersey. I know we get to see the rest of the Jones family as well as Phallus in season 3, which I'm so excited about. But do FP's plans to move to Toledo come back up? How is he going to deal with not being king of the serpents anymore? Can you give us any hints on how FP's doing? Because my heart.
Yeah, I think FP is a little bit adrift now that he's not king of the serpents. I think Gladys is going to shake that up a little bit. One fun thing this season is that the parents are caught up in their own mystery as well. So we have a lot of scenes where all the parents are together, and that's really, really fun. But I think around episode 8 or 9, we sort of start seeing FP bristling at the fact that he's not the Serpent King and wanting to get back in the game again.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Woo! And don't forget to tune into the premiere of season 3 this Wednesday,
We'll do a
October
video.
10th.
All right, everyone,
Watch
wait. So let me do a quick video for my Instagram, if you don't mind.
Nice socks.
Hang on, you gotta wait. Wait for me. You'll know when. All right, we're here. New York Comic Con. Roberto. Thanks, guys.
Guys, you were
Thank
great.
you.
Always appreciate it. Thank you.